Hey, Paul, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that we got something from your mom in the mail.
Oh, really? You mean she sent us a package or something in the mail? Oh, actually, it's probably because Tina's birthday is next week.
Well, she sent us two things, actually. One must be a present for Tina, and she also sent us some really nice steaks. We should have these for dinner. I think that would be really, really nice.
Oh, did she really? That's great to hear. Yeah, we should have those for dinner.
I mean, the steak looks really nice. I bet it cost them quite a bit to get something like this for us.
Yeah, I guess that's my mom and dad for you, always trying to treat their kids to something. Of course, they didn't really have to go so far and get us anything too fancy, but I guess maybe they just like being able to spoil their granddaughter rotten.
Yeah, that's what I think it is as well. Ever since we had her, they've been sending more and more fancy gifts for practically no reason.
Well, Tina's their first grandchild, so I guess I'm not surprised they're going a bit overboard. But I guess that means they're just excited to have a grandchild like we are to have a daughter.
I know, but I mean, does this mean that they're going to keep sending us things like this until she moves out of the house or something?
I could certainly see my parents keeping this up for a long, long time. They are just crazy over Tina and would do anything for her, it seems.
Well, if they ever take things too far, I think we should really say something and ask them to stop.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But that reminds me, actually, I have another business trip coming up.
Oh, really? When are you going to be leaving from this time?
I'm going to be leaving Monday 2 weeks from now, actually.
Okay, so you'll be leaving in a couple of weeks. I got it.
But I'm just glad that I won't have to miss Tina's birthday this time. I know I'll be cutting it close, but I am glad that I'll be able to be there for her.
Of course, that's really great news. You know how excited Tina is to have everyone there at her birthday?
Yeah, I know, and I do really want to be there for her. I just wish my job wouldn't keep sending me away all the time. I mean, I just feel so bad for leaving you at home with Tina all of the time. It isn't fair.
I don't know. I kind of appreciate the fact that you have so much trust in me. It feels good to know that you know I can handle things.
Oh, of course I trust you. I just wish that I didn't have to go away on so many business trips all the time. To be honest, I've even been thinking about looking for a new job lately.
I don't know if that's really a good idea. I mean, you have a pretty sweet deal at the job you have now. So I don't really understand why you would want to walk away from all of this now. Please don't go and find a new job right now.
But I want to find a job that will let me be able to spend more time with my family is all. I'm sure there's a company out there that could pay me well and not send me away so often.
I already said that I don't want you to go out looking for a new job, okay? I mean, really, do you have any idea how difficult it would be to find a new position in this economy? And if you have to take a pay cut, then think about how that's going to affect the rest of us as well. I just really don't feel good about you doing this.
Okay, I get where you're coming from. And I won't go and look for a new job.
I mean, just think about Tina. Kids only get more and more expensive as they grow up, and so I think if this is the price we have to pay to prepare for her future, then so be it. I welcome even more business trips if it means you'd be getting paid more.
Oh, please don't say that. I really would hate to have to leave you all even more. I mean, Tina is already growing up so fast, and it's so difficult coming home to learn that I've missed another big first.
I don't really get what the big deal is. I mean, if you were at work, then you would be in the office all day anyway.
I get that, but at least I'd be able to come home to you both afterwards and get to spend the weekends at home. It might not seem like a long time to you when I'm away, but it really is a long time to me. Especially now when Tina is just so small and growing up so quickly.
Well, it's not that I don't see your point about any of this, but she's just in elementary school after all. I think the more important stuff is still yet to come.
But I want to make sure that Tina even wants me around at that point. I want to know that her dad cares about her. That's why I really want to be able to spend more time at home with the two of you. I just really am getting sick of being sent away all the time like this.
I understand where you're coming from, but the fact of the matter is that your job and you don't really have a choice in the matter. So I think that you just need to suck it up and accept that you're going on this business trip, and that's that.
Right, of course. I guess that's okay, but I just hate seeing Tina's face when she learns that I have to go away again. She always gets all teary and starts begging me not to go away. It breaks my heart. And when I see her get like that, I just really want to leave even less.
Oh, come on. Does our daughter really even say those kinds of things to you?
Well, she never used to say these things, but she's started these kinds of things lately.
Oh, really? Has she now? Well, maybe she's feeling a little lonely herself at home, but maybe I shouldn't say anything more.
What do you mean? Do you know something? Did something happen? I don't know. I thought that Tina was acting a bit gloomy lately, but did something happen at school or something like that?
No, nothing like that as far as I know. I think that she enjoys going to school with all her little friends. But I just think that when little kids get to this age, that they just start to feel a sense of loneliness in their lives.
Huh. You really think so? Maybe I'll just have to keep a closer eye on our daughter then.
Well, don't get too worried, then you'll just become an overbearing parent. Don't worry, if I notice anything, then I'll handle it.
Right, of course. I guess you two do get to spend more time together anyways.
You know, you're just like your parents in how much you like to circle around your children, always worrying about them and always wanting to make them happy.
Well, I don't think I can really deny that, but yes, my family is a bunch of worrywarts. And I guess I really must take after them if you see that much of them in me.
Well, don't worry. At least Tina has me as a parent, so you don't have anything to worry about at all. You just worry about work and I'll worry about raising our child.
I mean, of course, I'm glad that you're always there for her, but you know that I work hard for all three of us, right? And that's why I put up with all these business trips as well.
Of course, and I think you do a great job and should keep it up. Oh, and would you look at the time? I have to go run some errands right now. But please, send along my thanks to your mom for her amazing gift.
Of course, I'll be sure and do that. I'll call you later, okay? Anyways, I should be getting home at the usual time.
Great, sounds good to me. I hope you have a good rest of your day at work, Paul.
Hey, Mom, I just wanted to let you know that we got your package yesterday. Thank you so much for always sending something for us, the parents, as well. And be sure to tell Dad that I said thanks for everything as well.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that everything was delivered safely. I'll be sure to pass along your thanks to your dad.
We actually cooked the steaks yesterday for dinner, and man, they were really good. You really went all out for those, didn't you?
Well, we saw them for sale and thought that you all would just love to have something special for dinner one night. Besides, you're always working so hard, and we just wanted to reward you for all the effort that you put in.
Well, it really does mean a lot to me, so thank you so much for that, Mom. I really do mean it. Of course, we'd be just as happy if you'd gotten us something cheaper as well, you know.
Oh, come on, is it really so wrong for a mom to give her son a present like that? Besides, you're taking care of my grandchild now. And it's not like I'm always doing this sort of thing for you, only on special occasions. Well, mostly anyways.
Well, I certainly won't argue with you about getting more gifts, and Tina was really excited to see her present as well. So dinner was a success, and your granddaughter is very happy. I'd say you did a good job.
Well, I just know how carnivorous your family is, so I just thought that you might enjoy a nice meal like that. I'm happy to know everybody enjoyed the gifts.
I mean, Tina was so happy this morning going to school. I think she literally must have skipped at least half the distance to her school.
Oh, that girl really is just so sweet. Do you know that? I'm so happy that she liked her present. I had to think long and hard about it.
Well, like I said, I think you knocked it out of the park with that one, but I still haven't let her open it yet. She's just excited about having another thing to open on the actual day of her birthday. But I'll tell her to call you and say thanks when she does open the present. Or what if you just came down for her birthday party instead? I mean, I know you already sent the present ahead and all that, but you always still could.
Oh no, I don't think Tina would want that. She's to celebrate with her family and not have to be on her best behavior like she would if I was there. I think you all should just enjoy the day together and we'll get together another time. How does that sound?
Are you sure, Mom? I mean, I really don't think that we'd mind that at all. You could totally come.
No, it really is fine, Paul. After all, I'm sure that Vanessa would also like to limit the amount of time she has to spend with her in-laws as well. And more than that, Vanessa and I just really don't mesh well together. You know that.
Yes, I suppose you're right about that last point for sure.
But that's okay. What woman does get along great with her mother-in-law? I didn't do so well with mine, that's for sure. But that's why I don't want to impose. As long as Tina's happy to see what I got her, that's really all that matters to me.
Well, okay, Mom, but I really still do wish that you could be there. I mean, it's been a while since you've even seen Tina, right?
Yes, I suppose it has been a while since I did, and of course just thinking about that is enough to make me lonely, but I suppose there's not much to be done. After all, you have all your business trips that you go on all of the time, and Vanessa hardly ever brings Tina over to visit.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that Vanessa doesn't really like having to visit you if I'm not around. But even so, she could at least just drop Tina off at your place, but I guess she doesn't even ask you about that. Maybe I'll talk to her and try and ask her about leaving Tina with you every now and then?
Oh, but I'm sure that Tina wouldn't just want to hang out all day with her old grandma, and I would hate to keep her bored all day as well. Besides, it really does take a lot of effort looking after that girl when you're all by yourself, and I want to be able to make sure that I'm doing a good job of watching over her. In fact, I think that Vanessa does such a good job with Tina for how often she's left to take care of her by herself.
Well, when you put it that way, I guess that's true, yeah. I have a lot of faith that Vanessa is capable of taking care of Tina.
Well, that's always good. You need to have that in any marriage. Just as long as I see Tina every now and then, I'll be happy. But it sounds like I might have to wait until you get a chance to bring her over to see me, isn't that right?
I guess so, but don't worry, I'll find a time to do that. Although after Tina's birthday next week, I'll have to go on a business trip. But once I get back, I'll be sure to take Tina to visit ya. Is that okay?
You really are so busy these days. Do you know that?
Oh, I know all too well just how busy I am, unfortunately. I feel like at this point, I'm only at home for half of every month, really. And lately, it's really felt like I'm just not getting to spend any time with my family at all, which has been bumming me out quite a bit, actually.
Yes, well, I'm sure that you being away so often is really tough on Vanessa as well. I mean, she basically just gets left at home alone, having to take care of Tina all the time.
I know, but it's just that... Well, Vanessa actually said that she prefers that I go on all of these business trips. I told her I was actually thinking of looking for a new job where I wouldn't have to travel as much, and she told me she didn't even want me to start looking.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose I don't not understand her. After all, she's probably thinking about if you'll be able to provide for everyone with a new job.
That's basically what she was saying to me, yeah. But she just didn't seem to care about how much I miss being with the two of them.
I understand your feeling, but I think you need to acknowledge the trust that Vanessa's placing in you by encouraging you to stick with your job. It sounds to me like you're both relying on each other, which really the least you can ask for in a good relationship.
I guess that you're right about that, yeah. But anyways, my lunch break is gonna be over soon, but we'll be in touch and I'll let you know once I'm back from the business trip.
Great, sounds good to me. I hope that everything goes well on this trip of yours. Good luck with it all.
Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate you saying that. And you just stay healthy and don't catch a cold or anything. Mom? What are you doing calling me at this time? Don't you know how early it is? Is everything okay? It's 5 in the morning. What could you be wanting to talk about?
Oh, Paul, it's just horrible. I just had to call you right away, but Tina's here at my house and she is just in tears. She said that she couldn't get into her house last night and that she had to walk all the way to my house in the dark at night.
Wait, what? Tina really had to do all that? Why couldn't she get inside the house? Where was Vanessa?
Well, that's the thing. Tina said that she could hear her mom in the house.
I'm sorry, I don't quite think that I'm following. So Vanessa was in the house but wasn't letting Tina inside? Why would she do that? What was going on that she wouldn't do that?
Well, Tina also heard a man's voice from inside the house, and it wasn't yours. Then I guess your wife told Tina to wait outside for a little bit.
No. You've got to be kidding me. Please tell me you're lying. Was Vanessa really cheating on me?
I mean, I don't really know what else you would call that at all.
But then, what about Tina? Was she okay? Was she hurt walking all the way to your place? Did she really just spend the entire night outside until she got to your place?
Tina's just fine, Paul. Don't you worry about her. I gave her lots of blankets and warmed her up with some tea, and she's looking and sounding much better. She fell right asleep not long after arriving to my place. But you do realize that you live about 3 miles from my house, don't you? That's a long way to walk for such a little girl. Oh, the poor thing.
Well, I'm just so happy to hear that she's safe and unharmed after all of that. Thank you so much for taking her in, Mom. I'll try getting in contact with Vanessa so that I can try and get to the bottom of all this. I'm really sorry to ask, but do you think you could take care of Tina for a little while longer?
Wait a second, Paul. I should tell you that before she went to bed, Tina told me a lot. She told me this wasn't the first time Vanessa had done this. She said that the first time was also while you were away on a business trip. She invited a man over and asked Tina to wait outside for a few hours.
So you mean to tell me that she's been cheating on me this whole time?
Sounds like this behavior's been going on for at least the past year.
I don't believe this. I mean, my wife has been cheating on me for a whole year and I had no idea?
Well, like I said, the first time Vanessa made Tina wait outside for a few hours, but I guess since then she's been putting Tina out for longer and longer, and sometimes even overnight, not letting her back in the house until the next day. But you know how cold it gets in this part of the country. Tina said sometimes she would go on walks just to avoid getting colder.
I don't even know what to say. I can't believe Vanessa would do this to our own daughter. How could she? Well, I don't know what Vanessa has been thinking, but I'm not going to let her get away with treating our child like this.
Of course, I completely understand how you feel about this, and you should know that your father is just as angry about all of this as I am. In fact, your dad actually thought that this other man Vanessa's been seeing might still be at your house. He went over to your place to give him a piece of his mind.
Wait, really? Did Dad actually go over to my place to try and catch Vanessa and this mystery guy in the act together?
I don't really know what you want to do next, but if you're going to try and get a divorce, then you'll need evidence about how awful Vanessa's been, right? I think your dad went over there so that we could try and catch them in the act in order to get that proof for you.
I see. Well, I suppose that I am going to need proof if I want to do all of this the right way.
And don't worry, your dad has the spare key to your place that you gave us, so he won't have any problem letting himself in at all.
I see. Well, I'm just so sorry that you two had to get sucked into all this nonsense like this. I mean, really, neither of you deserve to be a part of this.
What are you talking about? You should know that you don't have anything to apologize for at all. The only person at fault here is your wife. After all, you've been away on business trips for this entire time. You had no idea what Vanessa was doing.
I know, but I never wanted anything like this to happen while I was away from home.
There's really no need to blame yourself for any of this at all. I think the thing we should really be concerned with right now is making sure that Rita's okay after all of this. Either way, I just want you to know that none of this is your fault, and I really hope that you don't blame yourself for any of this.
I know, but I never ever thought that Vanessa would betray me like this. We've had our problems, but I didn't think she was this kind of person. And I guess that's exactly why she was able to get away with all that she did for this long.
Honestly, Paul, you need to stop all of this self-pity nonsense right now. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel upset about this, but you have a daughter to worry about. There are big steps that you need to take for her, and I'm sorry, but you just can't afford to worry about yourself like this right now. Think about Rita and pull yourself together.
But I'm so worried that Tina doesn't want anything to do with me at all because of how much time I've spent away from home. I just feel like she thinks all I do is abandon her to be with her mom. I wonder if she blames me for all of this.
Yes, well, you will have to talk to your daughter about this, but you remember that she was the one who ran away because of how difficult things were at home.
You're right. I wish that I had noticed what was going on sooner so that I could have tried to stop it.
Well, it sounds like Rita was also putting a brave face for you as well, which means that she doesn't want you getting worried either.
You're right. I have to talk to her and try and get to the bottom of all this. And of course I'll have to divorce Vanessa. After she cheated on me and hurt our daughter doing so, I can't ever forgive her for that.
I think that's a good idea, Paul. You just wait for your father to get back to us about what he was able to get in terms of proof of all this. He'll do a good job, though. You have nothing to worry about at all.
Yeah, of course. I really hope that he's able to find something good when he goes over there.
I'm sure that he will. Anyways, you just hang tight and I'll get back to you as soon as I hear from your father. Paul, are you there? I take it that you've heard the news from your mom, is that right?
That's right. I know all about what you've been up to while I've been away on my business trips. There's no way for you to hide this anymore.
I really am so sorry for everything. You have to believe me. But I'm sure that you're so upset with me right now, but I just want you to know that the man I was with, he threatened me. He was always threatening me, and that's why I did what I did with him. I swear it's the truth. He's just so violent all the time, and that's why I always asked Tina to step outside while he was over.
You really think that makes a single difference to me at all? Why do you think that would change my mind?
Please, you have to understand. I was trying to break up with him. I was doing this all to protect Tina this whole time. I was just too scared to actually say anything else. You have to see that I'm a victim in all of this too, right? So please don't leave me. Please just stop all of this talk about divorce. I couldn't stand to lose you.
No, we are getting a divorce. That's not changing.
But I just told you that I was being threatened this whole time. That really doesn't make any difference to you?
So you started cheating on me with some asshole, let him into our house, kicked out our kid so that you could sleep with him, and you still want to pretend like you're the victim? I mean, really, you haven't even really apologized for anything that you've done to this family at all. You just expect everyone to forget all about this and move on.
But I really am sorry. I mean, I really am. You have to believe me when I say that.
Oh, please, I know that this has been going on for at least a whole year at this point. But at least, I guess I finally understand how you didn't want me to find a job that would be sending me away less. You didn't want me getting in the way of all the fun that you were having.
It's not like that at all. I didn't know what to do. Why can't you see that I'm the victim in all of this? I didn't want to be doing this.
Oh, really? Because it sure didn't seem like you didn't want it on the voice recordings that my dad was able to get.
You mean he even recorded what we were doing? But, I mean, anyone could edit those files. They were all taken out of context.
Oh, trust me, I'm well aware of the context. And if all you're texting me for right now is to beg me to stay with you, then I think that I'm gonna pass. The next time you hear from me, it's gonna be via my lawyer with a date for our divorce proceedings. But until then, for your own sake, just leave me alone.
Please don't leave me, Paul. You can't do this to me. Please, don't go.
After that, I stuck to my word and didn't send a single message or answer a single call that Vanessa made to me until my lawyer had everything prepared for our divorce. In the meantime, my parents held on to Tina and I stayed with them after managing to get home early from my business trip. My wife was so distraught over the divorce, but ultimately signed all the papers. She was asked to move out of our house as part of the divorce, but refused and threw a huge fit until the police had to show up and forcibly evict her. I heard that after that she went to go and live with her parents, who reluctantly took her in, hoping to keep her out of further trouble. Vanessa went into heavy debt because of the lawsuit I served her for her affair. She was also made to pay child support since I got custody of our daughter. I really do my best to avoid speaking or even thinking of Vanessa these days, and am only focusing on making sure that Tina lives a happy, healthy life. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.